Welcome to the show. We've got a very interesting episode for you here today regarding animals. Before we get started, please make sure you give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share our content. We appreciate it. And this is for all you animal lovers out there. I grew up with cats. My grandmother had cats back in the olden days in our village. No need to say where, but in West Africa. And in college also, senior year, my roommate, Afshin, had a cat called Tiger, an orange cat. Very common name for a cat. And I got to live with them, see them, and sort of observe their behavior. In fact, where my brother resides today, there's a black cat that's sort of a neighborhood OG. His name is Barry. And he struts around and has gained the respect of the neighbors. Where, like, you might come home in the evening and he might be sitting outside your door looking at you like he owns the place. And everybody welcomes it. So the topic is, people have always wondered, why do cats purr? So let's look at 6 important questions about cats and try to answer them. All right, let's get started. Sorry, dog lovers. We'll get to you in another episode. Cats have strange habits that defy easy explanation. No matter how much water you put out for your kitty in his own fancy bowl, he'll insist on drinking from a faucet. Despite buying Princess or Luna or Bella, or whatever the name might be, a steady supply of expensive toys, she still prefers the shipping boxes they came in, or your Amazon boxes left behind. And scientists have tried to get to the bottom of some of these bewildering behaviors. So let's take a look at what they found. All right, let's tackle this. Why do cats purr? Purring is a specialty among cats in the subfamily Feline, which includes domestic cats, the Felis cactus, as well as lynxes, bobcats, and other small wild cats. In these species, a bone in the throat called the hyoid is fixed in position. In non-purring cats like lions and jaguars, you're not gonna find a lion purring, or you're probably not gonna hang around enough when you see a jaguar to pet them and find out. The hyoid is somewhat flexible. So this difference suggests that the bone has something to do with purring, but scientists are still debating the mechanism behind it. One theory holds that laryngeal muscles can sort of rapidly open and close around the vocal cords, resulting in a purr. Cats purr for several reasons: when they are content, want food, feel nervous, or are in pain. That's quite a variety. Experts say cats also purr just after they give birth or when they're injured or sick, leading, bioacoustician Elizabeth von Morgenthaler to suggest that purring might be a way for a cat to heal itself. You can compare that to humans. We cry when we're happy. We can also cry when we're sad. So for somebody to really study why do we cry or why do emotions bring tears, it's very complicated. It could be for many numerous reasons. We can cry at a wedding. We can cry at a funeral. We can cry at a birth of a newborn. We can cry when we graduate from school, whether it's high school or college. We can cry when our team wins a championship, etc., etc. So why does catnip make cats high? About 70% of cats are susceptible to the intoxicating effects of nepetalactone. I hope I'm saying that correctly. The active compound in catnip. One whiff, and these kitties are temporarily reduced to drooling, meowing messes, often rolling around in or rubbing their faces on the catnip source. That's because this nepetalactone or let me say it again, nepetalactone is a volatile organic molecule that binds to receptors in cats' noses. Please leave a comment below if you know how to say it properly. Pretty cool. So it stimulates the neurons that activate the olfactory bulb and the amygdala and the hypothalamus and other areas of the brain, causing a euphoric effect. So the buzz seems to wear off after about 10 or 15 minutes, leaving cats extremely chill thereafter. Why do cats love boxes? We've all seen it before. You've purchased something from Amazon, you've unboxed it and taken out the product, and the empty box is there before you recycle it, and all of a sudden your cat is in there, even though they have their own bed. Why do cats love boxes? Not just boxes. Cats will gladly jump into an open suitcase, storage bin, paper bag, or even a square-shaped optical illusion painted on the floor. Cats have an instinct to hide, and boxes offer a semi-enclosed space where they can huddle into a corner and have a good vantage point for spotting danger. So boxes also present a cozy spot to curl up for a nap. In the past decade, a few researchers have looked into how cats seem to squeeze themselves into uncomfortable or too small containers. And one 2014 paper even asked if cats were actually liquids, since they appear to adapt their shape to fill a container. But more research is needed there. All right, let's continue. Why does your cat need? A nursing kitten often presses its mom's belly with its front paws. This kneading action stimulates the flow of milk. But many full-grown cats continue the behavior, making biscuits or on pillows, soft blankets, towels, or their own owners. Almost seems like they're kneading dough. And veterinarians think adult cats need, when they're feeling safe and relaxed, is to show affection to humans and other cats. I.e., I'm of no danger to you. Look, my claws are hidden. I'm kneading. That kind of thing. The act of kneading can also calm cats, like a form of feline self-care, like a cat spa, massage of sorts. So making biscuits may also be a sign that a cat is marking its territory with the scent glands located between its toes. Very cool. All right, which leads us to, why do cats drink out of faucets when their water bowl is right there? Are they just trying to copy us or mimic humans? So you take great care in providing fresh filtered water to your finicky feline, but they still prefer to perch on the bottom sink, on the bathroom sink, and awkwardly drink from the faucet. The reason might be linked to domestic cats' evolution from their desert-dwelling ancestors. According to veterinarian Marty Becker, cats may sense that still water is stagnant and unhealthy. Ooh, I see. Kneeling down at a water bowl to drink might make them feel vulnerable, especially if they can't see other cats or people behind them. So it's sort of an instinct as a predator. You need to be able to see your surroundings and not be drinking at that stagnant lake and all of a sudden an alligator or a crocodile jumps up and gets you. Running water might signal a fresher source of hydration, and the sound and movement of dripping faucet may pique their interest, right? So on the other hand, your cat might simply just prefer the taste of the dripping tap, or just doesn't like the water bowl you picked out. They're very picky. To keep your cat out of the sink or bathtub and save water, try a recirculating fountain. Cool. And finally, why do cats typically land on their feet? I've tested this numerous times when in college my roommate had a cat. You can toss them and they'll flip around many times and always land on their feet. It's almost impossible to have them land on their back, regardless of the distance from the ground. So in his book, Falling Felines and Fundamental Physics, Gregory J. Gbur, spelled Gbur, correct me if I'm mispronouncing that. We're always up for suggestions on this channel, and we're always willing to grow and learn together. So he suggests that falling cats land on their feet due to a combination of four movements identified by earlier physicists: pulling in paws to rotate its body, tweaking its momentum by extending paws at certain moments, bending at the waist to counter-rotate the front and hind sections of its body, and rotating its tail to change direction. Cool stuff. So the key movement, he told Ars Technica, is the sort of the bend and twist. So the cat bends at the waist and counter-rotates the upper and lower halves of its body in order to cancel those motions out. When one goes through the math, that seems to be the most fundamental aspect of how a cat turns over. The whole chain of movements is called the cat riding reflex. And though they instinctively land right side up, they don't always land on their feet. I've seen that to be true. Let me know if you've tested it with lions or jaguars or pumas or cheetahs or other cats of that nature. Would be interesting for those. Maybe you work at a zoo or a safari or things of that nature. Very interesting stuff. Cats are very cool animals. And they've been around forever. And we love them, but I'm not sure if they love us. Anyway, leave a comment below if you have a cat and you have any insights. As always, head over to buymeacoffee.com/Samson King to support the channel. We appreciate you. As the summer is starting to come to a close and the back-to-school season is beginning, I hope you and yours and your family and children are well, and you've had a great summer. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this content, and as always, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.